B289, Madam.
Madam Speaker, I am informed by the State Investment Corporation that Mrs. BV, acting as Managing Director of the corporation, draws a monthly basic salary of 123,895 rupees as Group Corporate Secretarial Manager and an acting allowance of 55,000 rupees. She is entitled to benefits in accordance with the terms and conditions of employment at the corporation, namely travelling 11,133 rupees, driver allowance 8,659 rupees, car allowance in lieu of company car 40,792 rupees. I am also informed that Mrs. BV has attended only one overseas mission in June 2015 on behalf of Mauritius Duty Free Paradise Company Limited, namely the Tax-Free World Association World Exhibition in Cape Town. She was provided with an economy class ticket and a per diem of $2,760 US dollars by MDFP. Madam Speaker, with regard to Part B of the question, I am informed that Mrs. BV sits on the boards of 35 investee companies. 35 investee companies. In accordance with the corporation's policy, all directors' fees from investee companies are paid directly to the corporation. SIC officers are in turn paid a fixed monthly directorship allowance by the corporation. Mrs. BV is accordingly paid a fixed monthly directorship allowance of 50,000 rupees, thus bringing her total current monthly remuneration to 289,479 rupees compared to 263,188 rupees in November 2014.
Yes,
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I asked a question on the same person on the 40th 14 juin 2016. Can the Minister of acting the Prime Minister inform the House what action has been initiated to have this post advertised and filled?
Well, I stated at that time that there was a study that was commissioned by Deloitte firm, and I understand that there is a draft pre-final report that has been submitted, and I understand that the final report will be handed over quite soon. So we are waiting for this report because it concerns the restructuring of the SIC.
Can the Prime Minister inform the House whether his ministry has received representation from the employees, not only of the SIC, but also bodies where this person, Mr. Veerasamy, is a representative, concerning the arrogant attitude and also the repressive attitude towards workers, whether, especially the casino workers, whether he has received such representation, whether he has been able to talk to the person concerned.
Well, I can't recall having received any representations in the form of, I suppose, in the form of letters. I can't recall, but I'll check if there is.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, as I understand it, Mrs. BV was appointed Acting Managing Director of SIC following the departure of the former MD. Now, can the Honourable Prime Minister inform the House of the salary and fringe benefits of the former MD for comparison purposes?
Well, the former MD at the time from 2006 to 2014, the total was 416,075 rupees, But on top of that, we've unlimited petrol allowance, company car, driver, and security officer that was also attached to him. And also, I must say that he went also against the, contrary to the regulations of the SIC, whereby director fees have been paid also to him in certain cases. Of course, we have to compute that amount, but from what I can recall, I don't have the exact information, from what I can recall, the SIC had requested the former CEO to refund that amount.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We heard the Prime Minister say that Mrs. BV sits on some 30 or 35 investee companies. My question is this practice a new practice of sitting on investee companies? And if not, whether the predecessors of Mrs. BV were also sitting on investee companies, and if yes, how many investee companies? Thank you.
Yes, they have been sitting on the number of investee companies also. In fact, if I have the information. Mr. IMH has been sitting on 49 boards, and formally also there has been a CEO, SG, who has been sitting on 53 boards.
Can we, Prime Minister, has his attention been drawn? Has the attention of the Prime Minister been drawn, and also Minister of Finance, that this person authorized the organization of Jeu de Corps, a big tournament, sort of tournament, at the casino of Grand Bay, whereby 1 million, more than 1 million Indian rupees was seized and still there without being able to be exchanged in terms of other currencies, and this money is lying there, 1 million Indian rupees.
Madam Speaker, I mean, the honourable member should come with a specific question, because this relates to the salary and fringe benefits of the Mrs. BV.
Next question, Honourable Shakil Mohammed.